Welcome back to the Dodger Dan podcast. I apologize for not putting out any episodes for a while. I promise I'll be better about it. The season's back. I want to make sure I record all of my reactions, all of my previews to get us primed and ready for this Dodger season. Now, game one, Tokyo series, opening day is in the books. And if you weren't awake for it, I understand. Out of LA, 3 a.m. is super early to watch a baseball game, no matter how much you love the Dodgers. But that's why I do it for all of you. I'm up there, I'm watching so I can report back to you what I saw in the 9 innings of baseball today. And I got to say, the Dodgers looked very good. Couple of things coming in. We knew Mookie Betts was not going to be playing. He's actually on a plane currently back to LA, trying to rehab, get better, hopefully ready for domestic opening day next Thursday. But what we weren't expecting was for Freddie Freeman to not play as well. A little bit before the game today, he was a late scratch and was not able to play, hoping that he's better. Apparently, it's like a left side cartilage issue that he was also facing last season around the playoffs. The expectation is that he's going to play. I think I've seen reports recently that Freddie Freeman should play. So fingers crossed for that. We definitely need and want Freddie Freeman. That being said, very encouraging to see the Dodgers be able to still grind out a win. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, along with our four other pitchers, really shutting it down, making this Chicago offense not look very strong. On the flip side, Shota Imanaga looked really, really good, and it was a move by Craig Counsell to start the fifth to switch him out of the game that I think led to the spark that led to the Dodgers win. Not saying we wouldn't have won if Shota stayed in longer, but that was definitely the pivotal inning of the game, and the Dodgers were able to capitalize and get the victory. I have some thoughts around the game, as well as diving into a couple of different topics as far as what I liked and what I didn't like. We're going to look ahead to game two, Roki Sasaki's regular season debut as a Dodger in Tokyo. So, first of all, the Dodgers won 1-0, and I want to award the player of the game, or man of the match, I guess, to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Now, in the second inning, got into a little bit of trouble. He hung a fastball that got turned into a double that scored the Cubs first, but only run. And then after that, he was absolutely lights out. He looked really good up there on the mound. His curveball in particular, I thought, looked very strong. This graph that you see on the right, it says a lot of stuff, but ultimately it says that he is looking like an elite pitcher. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, obviously we know what he did in the playoffs last year. He struggled in his debut in Tour last year. This time, no such troubles. He played very, very well. I like the fact that he was able to mix in pretty much all of his pitches. I thought all of his arsenal was used. He looked like he was in pretty good command of everything. The umpire today, I gotta say, was all over the place. So some of those balls and strikes, I will not hold against him. But overall, Yamamoto is going to look really strong. I don't know if he has a Cy Young campaign in him, mostly because I don't know if the Dodgers are going to put these guys out there enough to get the innings and the strikeouts that some other pitchers are going to have. But if it comes down to a wins perspective or a win-loss record, I think the win percentage of a lot of these Dodgers are going to be very, very high. So in that, I think he has a chance. But overall, played really well. It was great to see Yoshinobu Yamamoto back on that mound. Going into some stuff that I liked. First of all, Ben Casparius. Ben Casparius is a poster child almost of what good development looks like. He was solid last year in his debut. He joined us later half of the season, then joined us in the playoffs. Pitched pretty well there as well. But even from last year to this year, it looks like he's made some huge improvements. That fastball today topped out at around 98 miles per hour, which was an improvement. His curveball was hitting around 3,000 RPMs, which is an elite number. Ben Casparius, whether he if it ever becomes a starter for the Dodgers, who's to say? We are so deep, we're so loaded. I don't know if that's going to happen. But out of the bullpen, he's going to be fantastic this season. I have the utmost confidence that when he comes in, he's going to dominate. So Ben Casparius is something that I really, really liked from the game today. Along with him, the rest of the bullpen, we saw Tanner Scott finally debut as the Dodgers' designated closer, and he looked good in the role. We saw Blake trying to come in the eighth inning, shut it down as well. His fastball hit 97 miles per hour, which was exciting to see. I don't remember him. I mean, I know he does, but just, seeing that so early in the season was good to see. Anthony Banda looked really strong as well, and then the aforementioned Ben Casparius. So across our 9 innings, we used five pitchers. Yoshinobu, 5 innings, kept it on lockdown, and then the bullpen again, one of our big strengths, as we know, at the end of last season. Came into this one, honestly, even better than last year, and even right now without Michael Kopech, without Evan Phillips, excuse me, we're still looking really strong. So I'm excited for the bullpen to continue to do what they did last year. Today we may see Vesia. we have a lot of pitchers on the roster, so I'm sure we'll see a lot of them with Roki coming in, and we have another week off, so there's no point in really saving them. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of them today as well. Will Smith, another thing that I liked, more specifically, the return of Will Smith's bat. I think last year a lot of us were disappointed to just kind of see where his season ended up. He started out really strong, and then the offense just fell off. He obviously still brings a lot defensively as a catcher, catching this rotation, catching all these relievers, but we do need his bat, and I think he's in a prime position to have probably like 100 plus RBIs this season. I'm not kidding. Behind Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, Teoscar, and maybe Max, and maybe he's in that fifth spot. He's going to have plenty and ample opportunities to score Dodgers to bring them in, I guess, with RBI. So Will Smith, it was good to see him get one today. I think he's going to get another one tomorrow because, again, I think he's just in a very, very sweet spot to be able to capitalize on a lot of just difficulties of other pitching staffs navigating this Dodgers roster and this Dodgers lineup. We are looking to be very, very potent. So I'm looking forward to that as well, and it was good to see. Now, something I did not like was our, percentage with runners in scoring position. 3 for 15. Last year, we hit 266 with runners in scoring position. This year, we're kind of starting off on the same foot. We're hitting 20%, and I know it's just game one, but the encouraging thing was that we were getting men on base, but whether it was because Shota Imanaga was able to shut it down or just us not getting those timely hits, something that I think can not derail this season, not derail anything of that nature, but something that may hold us back from achieving maybe like record-setting paces and things like that for this team is our inability to bring runners in when they are in scoring position or just on base in general. I think Michael Conforto led us with around 6 men left on base. Max Muncy had 4. Kike contributed 4 as well. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for the bottom of the order to move runners forward. And it's not even hitting home runs every time. Seriously, it's just hitting singles, getting on base, stressing out the defense. And so hopefully we were able to clean that up. But again, it's just game one. It's not too many data points to look at. It's just the one thing I got to say from today that wasn't excellent. So I know we'll get better at it. I know we're going to improve on it. Just something for us to keep in mind as we kind of move through this season. Lastly, we got to preview the Roki debut. Now, I think I want everyone to kind of just temper their expectations. I just saw that the line for his total number of outs is 13.5, which would be into the 5th inning with an out. That's 13. If he gets 2 outs in the 5th, that would be the 14 outs. So I do think that the under is probably a smart bet. Roki has not thrown more than 55 pitches in any spring training game. He also has just been brought along pretty slowly. I can see the Dodgers maybe being cautious. On top of that, even Shohei Ohtani was talking about how he felt a little bit nervous playing in front of his home crowd, the magnitude of that event. And Roki is probably susceptible to the same nerves. Yamamoto handled it pretty well. Imanaga handled it pretty well. Seiya Suzuki maybe not as well. Just kidding, but he did have 2 crack bats today. But Roki Sasaki, I think, being a young guy, having just been in Japan and now he's back at such a grander stage, I can see him having a little bit of nerves. If he gets some deep counts, really drives up that pitch count, I can see him coming out early. So temper your expectations. I do sneaky, though, like an over 4.5 strikeout bet. I think he's going to just unload all the gas. And because these pitchers or these hitters have not seen his stuff yet, I think he's going to confuse a lot of people, especially with that splitter. And then the matchup today is with Justin Steele. Now, the numbers from his most recent start are not great, but I think another bet that I like for today is an under on the 8.5 run. Similarly today, I think just the grandness and the scale of the event is a little bit nerve-wracking for these players that I don't think that offensively they're as good as I think they're going to be later on in the season. So I can see this being another low-scoring affair, even if Freddie Freeman were to play. So putting 2 units on that as well. So that's the preview. Again, if you missed the game, if you want to wake up maybe around 4 or 5 and join us, it is fun, but I will be on TikTok streaming all this, and I hope to see you guys there. But I'm so excited that Major League Baseball is back, that the Dodgers are back to playing real games, and we are currently 1-0, leading all of Major League Baseball as we should be. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, let's go Dodgers.